Okay, I'm going to be asking you first of all that you took your vertebral column straight forward where you are. You are going to place in an easy pose. And before I go do the technique, since for me CobraBreath from other techniques is a sacred practice. And as a sacred practice, what does it does, the CobraBreath, it unifies all the bodies of the being, the physical, the energetical, the causal, the emotional, and the psychic in one just breath. Then you are connecting all the hemispheres of the being, the one that is the masculine and the one that is the feminine, into the Sushumna channel. And it's called CobraBreath because it's coming from the Naga perspective. The Nagas were a mythical figure in ancient cultures, in metacultures, from the Dravidians, from the Egyptians, from the Indies, also from the Indonesians. And CobraBreath comes out of the Nagas. The Nagas, it was half cobra being, half human being. And it represents the transformation of a human being in something divine, but also the transformation of the animality of the human being to be a god as a divine person. Then also represents the connection of Mother Earth through the upper chakras. It means the connection of the rise up of Mother Earth to the universe, and also the transformation of the density to a higher frequency being. Then, since it's a very sacred act, and most of the times it's transmitted just verbally, there's most of the times nothing written about the CobraBreath. There's around like 5 books that have been written about CobraBreath. You can Google them, and there's no more than 5 that they are over there, really. Because CobraBreath is, since ancient times, just passing through the oral, with the oral techniques. Then it's very important that you embody it, what we are going to be doing, even though it's going to be in YouTube, okay? Then once I say this, I'm going to be asking you to place yourself in an easy pose, or in semi-loto, or in complete loto. It depends yourself. My spine is completely straight forward. I'm going to be closing my eyes. I'm going to inhale through nose. And I'm going to allow you and think and imagine that you are connecting to your primitive self through the lower chakras. Just squeeze your perineum. I do Mula Bandha. Once I connect with my density, once I connect with my primitive self that is in the lower chakras, keep squeeze your perineum. Perineum is the muscle between anal cavity and testicles. Very gentle with my own hands. I enlong my spine. I open my chest. Once I enlong my vertebral column, I imagine, I perceive that I'm connecting the whole Sushumna channel. I'm going to place the concept that is not anymore the spine. It's my main meridian that is allowing my energy to be fluxing in my physical, energetical, causal, emotional, and psychic body. The tip of the tongue is going to place in the middle of my palate. This action is called Kechari Mudra. I'm very gentle. We are going to do Sambhavi Mudra. Sambhavi Mudra means that I'm going to be just tensing a little bit my eyes, very soft, not so much, like if I had something in the middle of my eyebrows. Very gentle. I'm going to put my chin upwards to the ceiling. And in that position, I'm going to start to inhale prana. Just by the nostril. Keep your eyes closed. And today I'm going to embrace the embodiment of a concept that I'm a divine being trying to transform myself. Squeeze a little bit deeper your perineum and now your lower stomach. Now place a little bit of pressure in the palate and put a little bit of pressure in your eyes. Make a deep inhalation in. Hold the breathing. Liberate the tongue, liberate the bandhas, exhale very gentle through mouth. Stay in the same position. Squeeze both perineum, lower stomach, tongue into the palate. Inhale through nose, deep inhalation, in. Hold the breathing. Allow the prana moves in the Sushumna channel. Exhale through mouth. A third intake of the breathing, squeeze both perineum, lower stomach, tongue into the hard palate, inhale through nose. Drop the head to the back, hold the breathing. Come back very gentle, liberate your tongue, liberate the bandhas, and then exhale through mouth. With the eyes closed, in through nose, out of mouth. In through nose, out of mouth. In through nose, out of mouth. Easy breathing through the mouth, chakra-based breathing. Keep inhaling through mouth and exhale through mouth. And feel the difference, how the prana moves, just with the breathing of chakra-based breathing. The base of the cobra breathing is chakra-based breathing, because allowed to connect directly to the lower chakras, to the density of the human being, first, second, and third chakra. Chakra-based breathing allows to root ourselves in order that we are not linked to our head. Chakra-based breathing allows to move transmutation faster and move the prana faster than nostril breathing. With the knowledge of that, very gentle, we started to open our eyes. And be welcome. Namaste. Few concepts around that we are going to start to place it up. I have a little bit of manual that I'm going to give, partial manual that I'm going to give in the course that we are going to have from 5 days. And CobraBreath, I take it sacred because it's not only the power to transform yourself. It allows to have a lot of alchemy into the body. What I mean with alchemy is that you can transform the reality very fast. When you do CobraBreath, you have to practice once a week only. You cannot practice it twice, 3 times a day, 5 times a day, because it's so powerful that it moves the kunda energy. And when I say kunda, it's not kundalini. For those ones that they practice kundalini, you should know that Kundalini in Tantra we call when Ida and Pingala moves in Sushumna channel and it balances. And the more it moves, it becomes just one line to the Brahma Nadi. The Brahma Nadi is the main Nadi that connects your soul. Then once Ida and Pingala get fusion with the Brahma Nadi, there's no polarities in the body. And the Kunda comes Kundalini 1,000 times faster than the normal Kundalini. That means that it's a rate of light going to the whole Sushumna channel, going directly to the brain, going to directly with a lot of electricity and electromagnetic energy to Sushumna channel that goes directly to the pineal and the pituitary. But immediately after pineal and pituitary, there's no reaction of pineal and pituitary to get balanced that electricity. It goes directly to both hemispheres. The resynapsis goes in just 30 to 45 seconds when you do CobraBreath. With that speed that the CobraBreath has, it gives you a lot of circumstances between your consciousness that sometimes you cannot handle if you overdo the CobraBreath. And I'm telling you this at the beginning because I had a student that I introduced CobraBreath. And I say to the group, please do not overdo CobraBreath. We do a training of all 10 days. And the person started to do CobraBreath every day. He got in psychosis after 15 days. Then, because CobraBreath, what it does, it ignites all the 5 senses of the human being. The 5 senses work a little bit like 5 times faster with the CobraBreath because you activate the pineal with a lot of electricity. Then what it happens is that you started to open the cities or your third eye or what you call about being hypersensitive. If I'm hypersensitive, what I'm going to start to see things that normally in perception I cannot see. If I do, for example, 5 times 1 week, CobraBreath, if I don't see the auras, I'm going to start to feel the auras. If I'm not perceive the people emotionally, the yoga teachers already know what is happening with one person and feels emotionally and really sensitive. People that they do Kundalini approximations or they are therapists, they know what is happening. After 5 sessions of yoga, of CobraBreath, you are allowing your emotional body to sense the people. It's not that you're going to becoming a tarot card reader. It's not that you're going to become hyper special, but all the extra things that the humans we have, we started to acknowledge. CobraBreath, what it allows also, all the fluid of the spine is activated. It is measured by Hiroshi Mitomi in one articles of the 1980s that CobraBreath allows the frequencies of every chakra to multiply by 2. I'm talking all these concepts because I believe that everybody of the assistants, they know a little bit about the Sotal system, that is the chakra system, the nadis, the marmas, and all these things. Is that okay? Is correct? Everybody knows about all these things, about chakras? Okay. Then if not, I will start to sound very hyperrealistic or maybe a UFO program. But what I want is that you grasp what I'm trying to say, because a CobraBreath training takes months. Since you already have the concepts there, I'm trying to tell you all the benefits of the cobra breathing, but also all the bad things about it. Timo and all the endocrine system, thyroids and parathyroid, hypophysis, pituitary, pineal, all those are activated by the cobra breath. Then that's why it's so powerful. I go to the nervous system completely, parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. It's like you are dedicating. If we do, for example, a practice of yoga, that it takes 1 month in order to activate the whole subtle system, CobraBreath around maybe 6 to 7 different kinds of practices. Once in a week, it activates the whole subtle system in a different way and more powerful. I'm telling you this, that's why I put it so sacred, the CobraBreath, and I take it seriously. And that's why sometimes it's not written, the CobraBreath. When I heard all this explanation by Sunyata Saraswati in the first workshop that I took, it was, I say, this guy is telling us too much about it and he's giving you scare. And I was afraid to practice it because he was saying all these things. And he told us that he was saying all these things because the secret that it involves the practice, and because it's going faster than any other technique in order to activate the whole subtle system and the whole CD system inside the human being. Do you know what is CDs?
CDs, I've learned it once, can't remember.
Okay, I'm going to write it. The CDs, if you go to India, they will know right away what are the CDs. The CDs is the suprapowers of the human being. It's not that you're going to become Superman or you're going to become cartomancia, you know, that I'm reading the tarot or I'm healing on distance. No, it's because the frequency of the body elevates at least 20 times faster than a normal frequency. If my body is moving in this frequency, and I have been practicing pranayams, I started to move like this. And I've practiced pranayams with yoga, and then I'm in embodiment of what I move, then I'm going to be moving my frequency faster, in a higher frequency. With CobraBreath, that frequency is very high. Then with that, you notice everything that I do is embodiment faster than normal. Knowledge, senses, and circumstances, people. Then if you have any kind of the senses that are particularly, you get more knowledge of it, it's going to be bigger on that. What does mean this? If I'm very good and very sensitive hearing something, now, because somebody is talking, I'm going to grasp a little bit more information of that to my consciousness. And if I'm a masseur and I do therapy, and my sense is the hands, and I feel how a person feels, and how is the vibration of one person with CobraBreath, I can feel a little bit bigger the sensations that my hands are getting. If I'm a visual person that I saw what are the characteristics of one person just to see it. Okay, this person is like this, maybe like that. Not projecting myself, not judging, but perceiving, that perception increase a lot. Okay. Then the CobraBreath allows the CD system to be in awaken. And that's the CD system. Okay. Just the hyper-perception of yourself with the things that are there. More or less okay with this. Sorry to give you all this frame in half an hour, but I wanted that the next practices, we are allowed to do it nicely. Now, for those ones that they do yoga, they know all these concepts. Agnisara, that is squeezing your butt. including your Ashwini Mudra, closing the sphincter. Mula Bandha, squeezing your perineum, and then Ashwini Mudra, Svadhisthana Bandha, or just squeezing the lower stomach. Okay, you contract your butt, you close your sphincter, you squeeze the perineum, and your lower stomach is inside. That's called Agnisara. Agni means fire, Agni means fire, Sara means the origin of the fire. And Agnisara, what it does by itself is that activates the Kunda, activates the first, second, and part of their chakra, but also activates sexual energy. And what we're going to be doing with Agnisara is activated these three things: my lower chakras, my Kunda, and my sexual energy. Once I'm activating this, I'm going to be in awareness of the Sushumna channel, my spine. Once in my awareness of Sushumna channel, I'm going to be in awareness that all the meridians that are inside my spine, that's called, I'm going to start, we have different kinds of nadis in the spine. I'm going to greeten up for the second session, and I'm going to bring a little bit of a scheme how is the nadis in the spine. We have the Brahma Nadi that carries the soul. We have the Chindri that allows to connect the energetical body. We have the Vaira Nadi that holds the emotional body, and we have Sushumna that holds the physical body. And we have Ida and Pingala outside, but when Kunda is activated, Ida and Pingala comes inside of Sushumna. The other concept that we have to bring is Kechari Mudra. Kechari Mudra is the tongue, the use of the tongue as a circuit and a prolongation of the spine into my upper chakras. I'm giving you all these concepts in order that when we do the first practice, you already know what we are going to be doing. The first practice that we are going to be doing is just how I can connect lower chakras through Sushumna channel, from Sushumna channel to the upper chakras. Okay? It's good? And the last concept is chakra-based breathing. We use it in Tantra. For those ones that are sorry, Andy, we are going to use chakra-based breathing. I know that normally you inhale through nose, or you inhale through nose, and you exhale through mouth. In Tantra, for some yoga teachers, when we do this kind of breathing, is anti-natural. Then we are going to breathe in through the mouth, out of the mouth. It's very important when you breathe in, you do it like a little bit like a fish, in order that your throat is not dry. And the breathing that we are going to do through the mouth is going to have a particularity, that we are going to place the tongue where the dentine are coming, where my teeth are there. Then we are going to breathe through the mouth like this. First practice, what we are going to be trying to do is to grasp the techniques and how the energy can be moving through the mouth. That you see, I started with my mouth open, like this. And completely feels different. With that breathing, what we are doing, we are activating immediately all the biopeptides that are related to sex. Oxytocin, endorphin, dopamine, vasopressin, just by that breathing. In a 5 to 10% measure in the way when we are doing sex. When we are doing sex, it's 100% that we are activating endorphin, dopamine, oxytocin, vasopressin, and another 2 that I don't remember. There are 7 different kinds of biopeptides that we activate when we are doing sex. Now with this breathing, just with the breath, in a 7 to 8%, we are activating those biopeptides. Okay? Is everybody okay with this? Now, what we're going to be doing is we are going to set in a diamond pose or mountain pose. Is depending the practice that you do, but I call it diamond pose. Diamond pose is using my knees. If somebody has difficulty to see me, tell me. Is everybody seeing me correctly?
Yes.
If I have problems to be in diamond pose, I can use a cushion and I put it underneath.
Yeah. Is heel goed om zitten tussen je knieën.
Okay, in that position, what I'm going to be doing is very gentle. I'm going to accommodate my spine. I'm going to place my hands with my phalanges to the inner thighs. I'm going to be doing a little bit of movement. I'm going to be prolonging my spine. My chin is going to go to the ceiling. I'm very gentle. I'm going to look to the eyes, to the ceiling, sorry. Then I come back. And then I'm going to conch a little bit. I'm going to do it again. And just start to see a little bit of the movement. Try to enlarge your vertebral column and then relax. And I'm conching a little bit more. Then again, I'm going to move my chest very slowly towards my knees in that position, in the same height. I open my chest. I look to the ceiling. Very gentle, I'm going to come back to a straight up position, and then I'm going to curve again my back. Once there, I'm seeing my own knees. This is curved, this is curved. And then I'm going to move a little bit. I'm going to be opening my chest. And then I'm going to go. And then I'm coming back. And then again. I'm going to go a little bit more down. I'm looking towards the floor. I'm opening my chest. I'm going up. And then I'm coming back. Now this time I'm going to be asking you, squeeze your butt, close your sphincter, your perineum, lower stomach inside, go down, keep it squeezed, and you are breathing like normal. We are just doing just the movement. When you are completely up and start to come down, you relax. Once you are completely down, looking to the floor, start to squeeze both, perineum, lower stomach. And start to feel a little bit the heat that is coming. Okay? Now, once I have done Agnisara, squeeze both, perineum, lower stomach, now my tongue is where the dentine are. Push that part of your palate. When you come back, You allow it to get relaxed, but you keep the tongue there. Now, we are going to add the third approximation. Squeeze both, perineum, lower stomach, keep the tongue there. Now start to tense a little bit your eyes. You're going to go deeper in the tension once you are in the ceiling. No more than 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and come back. And again. Once you start to see the ceiling, tense your eyes. 3, 2, 1, and come back. And then relax. Stay with the vertebral column straight. And we have not moved energy. We just have moved the physical body and moved the energy of Agnisara and allowing to connect Sushumna channel. Now, is everybody okay in the movement? Good? Okay. Now what we are going to be doing is practicing the breathing before the movement. I'm going to be asking you just to place the tongue in first Kechari Mudra, that is where the teeth are. I'm going to breathe through the mouth, and first stage of cobra breathing, mouth open, like this. Like if you were smiling and doing the Joker. You see how the Joker is? Like that. And I'm going to be asking you to squeeze your butt, perineum, lower stomach. There, in. Hold the breathing. Don't separate the tongue. Allow to be like this and exhale. In. Stay there. Ex. Squeeze your butt, perineum, lower stomach. In. Hold. Ex. Again, in. Hold. Ex. We are going to do very gentle pranayama, 5 to 6 times. Pranayama in a faster way. Ready? 1 inhalation, in. Exhale. Pranayama. Inhale. Hold. 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 Liberate the tongue, exhale to mouth. Okay. Now clavicular breathing in through mouth, out of mouth. And just allow to sense what had happened just with the breathing. Is everybody okay? A little bit of feedback. If somebody wants to tell me. No sensation, sensation. If somebody has sensation, please tell me.
Tingling.
Tingling. Somebody else?
What do you mean about sensation, Anand? I sense everything.
Well, kind of feelings or sense physical.
Yes, of course. Yes, I feel it. Yes,
Okay.
but as you probably know, I do the chakra, not this thing, but I do the chakra meditation every day. So yeah, I can sense them.
I know that you are Mr. Dr. Joe Dispenza in Norway.
Yes, yes, and it's very similar, but I don't do the CobraBreath, of course. But yeah, but it's kind of the same sensations.
Thank you, Rune. Joao?
It's kind of on the face, kind of posing while I was doing, kind of, I could feel it on my face, posing.
Okay. Somebody else?
Very light head.
Lightheaded. Mm-hmm.
There's more opening up here. More unity, more opening.
Okay. The first part of the Cobra breath, Chris, you were going to say something.
Yeah. Usually when I breathe like from the base, I find I have a lot of apathy and resistance in my sacral chakra. And for a few minutes, I experienced that with this breathing, but then it passed. And then 20 minutes later, I now feel like I'm really centered, like quite willfully in my sacral center, like the apathy went. And that is quite a deal for me because I don't usually connect that deeply and that freely and that powerfully.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Thank you. What it does, the first part of the chakra, the Cobra breath, is allowed to connect to the Agna. And you are creating a little bit of electricity to the face, and mainly in this part of the area of the face. And just by putting Kechari Mudra there, it allows to connect a lot of electricity coming out of the lower chakras. Then just by itself, just to do the Cobra breath with no movement, is starting to activate the Agna. And that resonation goes directly to the pineal. Just by that, just like, not with movement, not with either Sambhavi Mudra. Sambhavi Mudra, remember the eyes tense. Just we are doing just a little bit of the first stage of the Cobra breath. Now, what I'm going to be asking you, we're going to be doing the same, but now what we're going to be doing, just opening the chest and then relaxing. Just opening the chest and then relaxing. It's like doing the chicken dance. Have you seen it? Like they do it like this, like that. But we're going to do it like this. Now I'm going to be asking you something different. Ki Mudra. And we are not going to do the normal Ki Mudra. We are going to do it a little bit Tantric Kaula technique. Tense. If I allow to make a mudra with no tension, I'm going to be waiting around 10 minutes in order that the energy manifests by itself when I don't use the mind, when I don't embody the energy. When I do a mudra in tension, and then I place the intention that I'm going to be collecting energy, manifesting energy between first and second chakra, then the energy is going to go faster. Then I'm going to be asking you just to be like this. And then I'm going to be just doing the chicken movement like that, okay? Okay, first we do the movement. Your mudra a little bit tense, then I open, then I close. Now squeeze your butt, perineum, lower stomach, close your sphincter. Open, then close. Open, close. Now I'm going to be asking you, when you open a little bit, the stomach is going to be a little bit more deeper, and then relax. When I'm doing this, a lot of energy I'm pushing up in the spine. Now, breathing in. Inhala, hold. Drop the head to the back, close your eyes, tense your eyes, hold, 3, 2, 1, come back, exhale through mouth, liberate your tongue. Good. More electricity?
Yeah.
Okay. Now what I wanted is that you feel the connection, that you bring up all the density that is in lower chakras to upper chakras. And if you are bold as me, you are going to start to sweat. And if you have hair, you are not going to feel the sweat. But for the bold ones, we feel already sweating. Hmm? Okay, ready? Same mudra, same technique. Very gentle, very slow. We take it very slow. Semi-tense, not too much tension. Now that you see that it can bring faster the energy, now we are going to start to administer with an intention. An intention, I squeeze both perineum, lower stomach. I'm going to be opening, very slow. I don't close my eyes. And once I open, I'm going to imagine that my energy goes from lower chakras all the way to the tip of the tongue and immediately goes to my ajna. It's passing and it stays for 2-3 seconds in anahata, not in the heart, but in the plexus. 2-3 seconds in anahata. And it's very important that pass through it. Okay, very gentle, very slow. Elbows to the outside. Kimudra, very slow. Intention. This is just a practice for intention. I squeeze both perineum, lower stomach. I put an intention that the energy that is moving there is in a beautiful red color. I squeeze, tongue into the palate. I start to open my chest. Once it's open, it's passing through my heart. It goes to my tongue and it's going to place it up into the ajna, and then I come back. And again, squeeze both perineum, lower stomach. I visualize, I imagine that the energy is going through my vertebral column, all the way up to my heart, and from my heart to my ajna. And then again, very slow in your own time. Don't follow me, it's yourself. You are the one that is moving the energy to your mind. If you want, close your eyes. Let's do it 3 times more in your own rhythm. Squeeze both perineum, lower stomach, tongue into the palate. Imagine the beautiful red energy going to the spine, going all the way up to the upper chakras. And again, with both perineum, lower stomach. Once more. And relax. In through mouth, out mouth. Now remember, an embodied process allows the energy moving 200 times faster than normal. When I touch with the embodiment, it's measured already that is 200 miles per hour that embodiment of touching happens. Now, with the mind happens the same thing. We are moved just by the mind and by the movement. Now we are going to use breath work, intention, and embodiment of the energies. Okay. Is everybody okay? Ready? I open my eyes. I don't see Chris. Chris, are you there? And I'm asking because sometimes people felt or do something weird and I don't know what is happening. I was invited to South Africa to do a new yoga mini retreat, and I was doing my exercise breathing like I normal doing a class. And the main conductor was in the ground and another person was on the ground and I was keeping with the class. And then the organizer told me, I will never invite you.
Net als in Ansbaka.
Yeah.
In Ansbaka se cayó.
Okay. Then ready? Then very gentle. First with the eyes open. Tension. Connection to my spine. Connection to lower chakras. Eyes open. Tongue in first Kechari Mudra. I have the Joker face. In. Rise up. Look to the ceiling. Come back. Exhale. In. Ex. Movement. In. Ex. Squeeze in. Ex. In. Ex. Incorporate Sambhavi Mudra. In. 3, 2, 1. Ex. 3, 2, 1. Ex. In. 3, 2, 1. Ex. Intentional moving energy. Squeeze in. I feel the energy in upper chakras. Ex. In. Ex. In and hold. Stay there. Tense. Tense your body. Tense everything. Come back. Release the tongue. Exhale through mouth. Keep your eyes closed, in through mouth, out of mouth, do not move.
I missed the teaching, Anand. Thank you.
Very gentle, in your own rhythm. Just allow the energy to be manifested in your Agna. Keep your eyes closed. Agna allows to connect you to all the things that you perceive in life. Agna is connected to your pineal. The pineal is in a higher frequency right now. In through mouth, out of mouth. Very gentle in your own time. Vibrate the Ki Mudra, vibrate your fingers. Start to move your shoulders and your body. And then the way you want it started, that when you have and you feel correct, start to open your eyes.
Thank you, Anand.
Sooner.
I want to share something with you because I do often sometimes do the pineal gland meditation from Dr. Joe. And when you said with the intention there, with what we did now, I actually could feel it very well, because the connection was there. Because, yeah, it was very, very, very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Rune. Yesterday we did an activation that I normally do, that kind of activation of the pineal, but you have already seen that what we did yesterday, it was at least 20 times bigger than what we did yesterday, because we could have feel the pineal actually working. For those ones that they felt it. Mhm. Anybody wants to talk? Before we say goodbye, I would like to hear a little bit of a feedback. Mark, Anna?
No, we have to wait a week again. Thank you.
Okay.
I found your teaching, and you know I know you very well, Anand, but I found your teaching very, very, very informative here on the internet, and very, very good thought. So thank you.
No, thank you, Rune. How was for you, my chan?
Yeah, fine. I did it okay, and was good. I felt it, and I was okay. So it was very good. Thank you so much.
Okay, you didn't felt.
No, this time.
Okay, take advantage. If you are not going to come to other workshop, remember that this is a very good time to do more business. Nice business, to project them.
Yeah.
He's a very good businessman in Mexico. You can connect now with Andy. Andy don't business with Cha, but Cha has one of the most wonderful hotels in Mexico to do retreats, adult retreats. Andy's a very good and well-known yoga teacher, as Joao. You can do also business with Joao there.
Solo San.
I'm doing harakiri to myself, Cha, but nice, because if we create more synergy, I believe we can do a lot of things. Andy, Joao, please don't lose the chance to connect with Cha. Because we had a beautiful hotel in Cepoliti, nude hotel, and you can do whatever you want there. Not orgies, but nicely things. A lot of Tantra. Sorry about the commercial.
Just do it.
Yes, Andy.
Thank you for that. I'll follow up. So that was really intense, and partly because there's a lot in the practice, and I have to work quite slowly when I'm learning new things. So I'm looking forward to going over the YouTube video that you mentioned, and I just don't want to overcook myself. So is this, how should I pace myself in practicing? I know you talked about once a week, but
what you can do is the movement.
Yeah.
Movement, intention, breathing.
Yeah.
And then you can start Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, you do the whole complete session. No more than 6 times.
Okay.
Okay. Just like we did it at the end.
Yeah.
Today we overdid it because we did that. I shouldn't have done it. But if you have too much time traveling, sleeping is because of this.
Okay.
Do not overthinking is because you are going to be a lot awake, and tomorrow you will be very open and very like you are going to be eating a little bit of the world and a lot of light everywhere. When I say light, it's a lot of where there were shadows deciding things emotionally, business-wise, or inner-wise, it goes faster.
Okay.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
And remember, we have the other lesson on
Tomorrow.
On the 23rd, then we have the other lesson. Okay? Same time, by Zoom, but do you need to register? Joao, how was for you?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Luckily I have a pillow to make the floor softer, because after some time my ankles start hurting, so I have to pad very well for that. We have to be in that position, that diamond position, sitting position, to do it, right? Yes. It's ideal.
The ideal thing is next class we're going to do a little bit of movement. Cobra pose is because of an issue, because you can do in Cobra pose the same breath work. and it's really powerful when you do asanas. Next class, what we are going to be doing is activation of the chakra system by breath work and different kinds of asanas. Once it's activated, the chakra system, then we do the pose of the cobra breath with cobra breathing.
And Joao, what is nice to do when you've got a hurt on your ankle here,
Mm.
a little towel and put the towel, and then the towel will take away friction. It helps.
Yeah, yeah. I got this kind of big pillow today, so it helped a lot.
Quite big, but small towel. It helps.
I'll try it. I'll try it. Thank you. Thank you.
Christophe, how was for you?
Was really interesting. I mean, I'm always struggling a little bit because of all these steps you have to follow.
Yeah.
But it was really interesting for me to get it directly from you now this time. Introduction for CobraBreath. It's really nice. Thank you.
Yeah, because you took it from Joao, no? From Manu.
From Manu, yeah.
Yeah, he's very good also.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, for me, there was a lot to learn. So I think I was too much concentrating on trying to get everything in my head and trying to do everything. And so I don't think I felt as, what I should have felt, just because I was just trying to focus on doing all the movements and the breathing. And then I've also got my kids running around the house screaming in the background. So it's made it more hectic today. So I'm looking forward to watching the YouTube video and just and having some quiet time when I can actually do it later, or when you put it back on.
Don't worry. Sometimes we have some of us we take time in order to start to feel it, and then to start to embody the knowledge. It's like everything.
Anand,
Yes.
are you putting the YouTube? Are you putting it on an email, or how do you?
No,
How
I'm
do
going
you know
to
when
put it
it?
in my channel. Then
Yeah.
you can. I'm asking the people to register in my channel. It's Anand Rudra.
Yeah, I think I'm there. I'm not sure, but I'll register.
Yeah, you look for it, Anand Rudra, and then I'm there.
I know who you are.
And then the Chris.
Yeah, as I said before, it's about time that I've started taking this on. I did find it hard, and I'm quite a mental person, to take in all the technique and start getting it right. But I guess that comes with practice and more than just one session. I am interested as well. Did you say you're doing a more intensive course, not the one on the 23rd, but are you doing a further training, the CobraBreath initiation, or?
Yeah, we are going to have a whole course of five different kinds of. It's a program of 5 modules. Then you can register. It's in be.tantric, and it's not so expensive. It's 40 euros. But I'm going to be doing a training afterwards on CobraBreath. And what I'm planning, if when everything comes together after the COVID and after all these things that are happening, planify in fall to do the thing. But the initial training, I'm going to be doing it online. I will launch a lot of trainings that first I'm going to be online in courses, practices, and then a whole retreat in order to supervise, embody it, and do it correctly on the retreat. Not because I wanted to do a retreat, it's because as part of the training to do it with the people that are registering to the training. I'm part online and part in live.
Okay.
Okay. Well, then I hope that you have a wonderful day today. You'll remember that the pineal is going to be over there, like pulsing. Then if you don't feel it right now, it's going to be there. Chai is writing his data. Villa, Ikea, and me, Charles Solons. You can write down your website and your email, chat, for Andy and for Chris.
Okay.
For Joao.
Yes. And gmail.com.
You can visit the website and it's amazing. Huh? I'm not trying to sell chat, but You know, he's a very nice guy, a very nice person, and he organized with me all the retreats over there in Mexico. Okay, guys. Even though now that your publicity is going to be in YouTube, Cha, I'm going to be asking you some more.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Bye. Ciao.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everyone.
What are you doing?
Yeah, you do.